everything's getting expensive and everyone needs to eat. I have found a ways to make it slightly cheaper, if not significantly cheaper. So, you may have seen some of this information in my food channel if you're also subscribed to Real Easy Cooking with Robert. It's like 2 or 3 parts. I cover the differences between generic versus name brand, like vegetables and different foods. I go over number 49, how to get your steak and other things at less than $4 a pound. How to save money on your food bill. We cover all that. It's kind of with prepping, and this video is a condensed version of those 3 videos because it was important enough that I figured you need to know it now, as opposed to, because not that many people watch cooking videos, but more watch this channel. So here we go. Hi, welcome to a special edition of Real Easy Cooking with Robert. It's come across in my life a big question on food and how long you want to keep food for. Like canned foods, canned green beans, a lot of times will say it's good for 2 to 5 years, but if you check with the FDA, it's good for roughly 7 years or longer. They say with modern canning methods, they're not really sure how long. If the can isn't dented, isn't rusted, isn't bloated, it's still good depending on the pH of the item, lasts longer. 10 years is a minimum usually. This, on the other hand, Spam, they say lasts indefinitely because it's pH balanced at 7 and it's a perfect item in a perfect can. Once again, not dented, no leaks, anything like that, kept at stable room temperature, should last forever. Is it really worth it to get good ones or the store brand one? This at Walmart is like $3.67. This at Walmart is like $1.67. Same as with their green beans is roughly $1.25 at most stores locally here, and their Walmart brand is 50 cents. Well, that's more than double the price. I could get 2 cans of these to put on the shelf versus 1 of these, and there might be a difference in the hams, but I don't know if there's really a difference in green beans. It's a plant, it's grown in the ground. I think that they would probably be the same. We're going to test that today. The same as with fruit cocktails. Now this I could see there would be a difference, but now Walmart don't make this. They don't make any of these products here or any of the other great value products. They go to a factory that already makes these products and says, hey, can you slap our label on 10 million of the cans? And they go, sure, give us some money. This is the generic one. The can looks decent, good. And well, besides this being a slightly different style, this is kitchen sliced green beans. And these are just cut green beans, so they're bigger. But you can see the color's slightly different on these. They're slightly lighter. The fruit cocktail next. Dessert. A couple cherries at the bottom. Can looks like a can. Doesn't look like it's lined very well. It's on the Del Monte brand. Okay, well I can tell you already which one I like. That's pretty obvious just by looking. The Great Value has bigger chunks. This is kind of like mushy and not very good looking. This looks like it's already been puked. This looks like it's been chopped and it's ready to eat. They're both in 100% juice, so they both should be processed the same amount. This one looks better. I'll try. Has a piece of pear. They're fruit. They taste the same. The juice tastes the same. Juice tastes the same, just that this one has bigger chunks. This one looks like it's been already minced. This should last forever. That's why people in Hawaii eat the hell out of it. All it's supposed to be is just processed ham pushed into a can, sealed, and then they cook the can. That's why it's good forever. It's pathogen free. So, visual inspection, I'd say where you can see the bigger chunks of meat and bigger chunks of fat in the generic one, as opposed to this one, which is way more processed and everything's smaller. Yeah, you can definitely tell a visual difference even after it's been cut. Well, this one's coloring nice. This one, well, I'm sure it's cooking, this isn't getting the color. Alright, I'm going to call it and say that they're both done. Well, they were already done out of the can, but I mean that they're both seasoned. And try one, and then I'm going to put them in the bowl with paper towel to absorb any extra grease. Ooh, that was close. Tastes like salty, mushy ham. Tastes more solid. More real. Alright, so been stirring them over open fire. The easy way of stirring. Now I have noticed that the generic one did have a couple stems in it. More stems than the cut one. Actually, the Green Giant ones taste more stringy. More past their prime. The generic ones taste better. So, there you go. Which to get, generic or good? When it comes to green beans or something base, a base plant, go with the cheapest one, because a green bean's really a green bean. You're just as likely to get a shitty one in an expensive can than you are on the cheap one. So when it comes to fruit cocktail or something that's similar of that, I was surprised that the Great Value was extremely better than the name brand one. And then when we go to something that's heavily processed like Spam, here they are mixed together. You can tell which is which even by looking. They have their different qualities. The imitation Spam looks better, is more solid, tastes slightly better. The real one, I mean the imitation one, was more chunkier, more, and the real one looks better. I'd have to say at least 2 out of 3 times, if not more. Great Value is actually Great Value, and I think I'm going to start stocking up with these for the time being to have in case times get hard or grocery stores run out of stuff again. So, the thing that we realized was we started prepping for food shortages. Stuff like these. Wide egg noodles. I really wanted extra wide egg noodles, but they've been sold out of those at the grocery store for over a month now. But they have normal wide egg noodles, so I got 3 bags, so at least I'll have some fucking noodles to go with, like beef tips and gravy sauce. That's what I like to eat them with. But then inflation is just running rampant, and price of things is going up, and my wages aren't compensating to that. And I don't want to be hungry. I don't want to have to count pennies to buy food. So I started looking, how long does food last? So if I can buy it now while it's cheaper before the price goes up, because I know the price is going up, I can save that difference. And according to FDA, a can of vegetables, like these nasty things, mixed, I don't like mixed vegetables. Kid does though. So, can of mixed vegetables, or any real vegetable, lasts 7 to 10 years. And if the can isn't dented or rusty, and with American food processing, its shelf life, its upper shelf life, is unknown. Meaning, theoretically, as long as the can don't rust, it ain't never going bad for a very, very long time. Which means that any can of vegetable stuff has a longer shelf life than I do. And possibly a longer shelf life than you, unless you're very young. And if you're very young, go back to YouTube Kids, because they got cooler videos than what you're watching here. Welcome to Real Easy Cooking with Robert. I am Robert, and today we're doing weighing the second time on, is name brand a great value or not? Let's start with the tater tots first. Alright, I'll tell you, I like these because they have a tear open bag. That makes it pretty easy. I'm going to keep it even, we're going to put them both on the same cookie sheet, just on one end and on the other end. And yes, there is, of course, a significant price difference between the two. Well, out of the bag, I can see a color difference. These, the cheaper ones, well, they look more brown, where they're processed, and I don't know, I assume after they make them, they're probably flame burned slightly to help set them into the shape. And these ones are, when you say there's some browning on them, these ones are probably more just heat pressed together. But we got the oven set. Let's put this in here. See how these turn out in a little while. Corn. Great value is a pull top. I like that. It's more convenient. I do wonder if pull top cans last as long as non-pull top, or if they're prone to leaking in this thinner metal area. Visual inspection, what stayed in each can looked about the same amount of goop and corn left. It's wetter, but this one has, there's a yellow piece of corn on my fingers. There's a mangled piece, another mangled piece. So there's some mangled bits of corn. I mean, I'm sure they're still healthy for you. It just doesn't look as good. I'm sure it tastes as good too. It's dark yellow. These ones I see no mangled pieces of corn. It all looks the same. But we'll see how they taste when they heat up. So as you can tell, as you dig through it now, at the size of the kernels and how they're cut. This one, they tend to be mostly cut like that. Huge pieces. This one, they're either not cut at all, or they're cut a couple of times, or they're cut short. Tastes like corn. Tastes more like corn. It's a slight difference, but this one tastes more natural, more like corn on the cob, more real corny. This one tastes more like it's been flavored. At half the price difference, sure, there's a couple pieces that are off color, or a couple pieces that are too small. At half the price difference, I think you still come out ahead, because this is half the price. And it tastes better, and it's more natural tasting, and I'm guessing it probably is. Okay, so the tater tots should be done by now. Pull these out of the oven. Ooh, that's hot. That's the great value. This is the name brand. Once again, name brand, more processed. Generic, bigger chunks, less processed, more natural tasting. Both are greasy as hell, but I would have to call it for the generic ones are probably better. Doesn't mean all generic things are better or all the great value items like ketchup. I will never go away from ketchup, or especially mustard, you know. It's either Plotchman's or it's shit. I might as well just buy vegetables and stuff when they're on sale. So we started buying cans of vegetables. You'd see them on sale and they'd have a sale, and just instead of buying just $3 worth, buy $6 worth and put the other half on a shelf. I got the shelves from, I think, Walmart or Sam's Club. They're roughly about $100. And you can put them anywhere because I don't have enough cabinet space to store years worth of food, you know. So, and the other question was then, how many do we get? How many cans of green beans should I buy? Well, ideally, you'd want to buy enough green beans that you would have green beans for the rest of your life. Well, I can't afford that. I don't know how long I'll live. You know, I don't know how long I'll actually like green beans. Well, if I wake up allergic to them tomorrow, you know, so there's some differences in the things. And so we just started buying just a few extra. Each time you go out, buy a few extra. If it's on sale, buy 3. If you buy 1, buy 2 more, because obviously it's something that you eat regularly. Buy extra, put on the shelf, put on your own shelf at home, and you'll save some money over time because you're buying them now and you're buying a significant amount to last you into a couple of years from now, and the price will be significantly higher, but hopefully by then your income level will have matched up to it by then, and you will offset the price increase. And pocketed this difference, theoretically pocketed it, and that's why we also did with the cow. Ray, insert number 49. Prices are high! So as you probably noticed, the price of meat's getting quite expensive at the grocery store. It just seems like the price of everything's going up, but meats are really going up as beef, pork, hamburgers like over $5 a pound now. That's outrageous. What if we just bought half a cow and volume pricing discount? So the wife goes on Facebook and goes to like a Mommies of Green Bay type page, you know, a locals page for mothers and families and all that, and just help people out in the community. There's almost every city or community has a page similar to this on Facebook, named something, you can find it. And she just asked, hey, where could we buy half a cow? Who do you recommend? Well, then we got like 12 responses of all these different places that were, you know, within a 100, 200 mile radius. So, because they all seem to have different prices on buying the dry weight of the cow versus the whole weight of the cow, and how much to butcher it into this, how much extra to get smoked, how much to get made in a hamburger. And they break it down, all the prices, and they're all different in each company, and you weigh out what's going to be best for you. We weighed out what was best for our needs and what we wanted, and we decided on KW Ranch out of Denmark. That's Denmark, Wisconsin, not the country. Sorry, we don't import meat. So we ordered half a cow from them and put down a deposit, and you gotta wait because it's a small local ranch. So I mean, everything is it's all grass fed and properly maintained. If not grass, you can get grass or corn fed from different places. We looked into that too, you know, because there was a difference. I asked them when they brought it, I'm like, so do they have a name or a number? And they're like, oh, they number all their cows so they can track it and track the growth. And me being who I am, of course, I said, well, what's our cow's number? And that's why number 49, you'll hear that referenced a lot in the upcoming videos. So besides saving money, we now have a good supply of beef. Now they come vacuum sealed in plastic, and they say on the name what cut it is. And, you know, not to mention when the order form for ordering the cow, which this one's processed through Pelican Smokery. They do a lot of smoked meat because you can also get processed more. Do you want to get smoked? Do you want to get jerkied? Blah, blah, blah. And you pay extra per pound for everything that they do. You know, nothing's free in life. And we decided what we wanted and which cuts, which. That's when I found out I don't know shit about cuts of meat. It's a great way to save money. It's a great way to always have a lot of meat on hand. And, you know, different cuts that maybe you're not used to getting. And it's buying from your local growers and buying local like that is way better than the big farm-produced, mass-produced cows. I noticed the difference right away with hamburgers we had last night. And we've done all the other things from tuna, Spam, pasta noodles, everything that you need that we normally eat for normal food. We just buy extra, put on the shelf, and fill up the shelf till it's full. What we do when the shelf is full, stop buying food because I have enough food to last me for quite a while. And you know, as you can tell, I don't miss meals. So this is my big tip to you on how to make some money by eating, I guess, or save some money by eating, you know. And with that, puff, puff, fast, no parking on the grass. I'm out of here.